All right, let's get started. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Today is September 11th, 8:03 a.m. September 11th. A sad day. A sad day indeed. And let's look at what to trade today. All right. One important thing about becoming a consistent and successful trader is that you will have to leave your emotions behind, especially when you're dealing with the market. The market has zero emotions. It goes up and down regardless of what you think or what you feel. And all you can do is to trade alongside with it without thinking too much. I guess that will be the bit that I share with you all today. And let's look at Bitcoin now. On the daily time frame, we are not seeing much of a change in terms of trend. After the great crash, there's so many the great crashes. After the crash, the trend is still kind of, on the daily time frame, the trend is still going down. The trend is still going down a little bit, right? I don't want to be like that person, but then the trend is not reversed on the daily time frame, unfortunately, right? For people who are hoping for a major V reverse. But then, knowing this, this support has been tested by several candlesticks, and more so here and here. So this is a pretty valid major support. And as long as our price stays above, what's this, 42.7, we should be in good hands. I'll move it up a little bit so that, it's closer to, excuse me. All right. So as long as we stay above 44,000, we should be all right. I mean, Bitcoin has made a pretty okay comeback from yesterday. All right. So it's, major drop here, consolidate. And, for people like us, right, there's not much we can do besides waiting for the right moment. What are the right moments, you sometimes you ask, right? The right moment is something that, I'll make it thinner. So a right moment would be a breakout, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, the price has been making some level of consolidation. And we'll have to wait until we're sure that the trend is reversed. So see, there's a mini support and resistance exchange right here. I guess a safer way to look at it is for the price to go up above, beyond, and then retest. Make sure that this support resistance is validated. Right. So this will be on the safer side, I would say. So let's do a quick support and resistance here. And then since we are right on the support resistance exchange on the 4-hour time frame, let's zoom in a little bit and see if there are opportunities for us to trade, right? So some people will argue that I'll borrow this one, that this is actually a hourly time frame support resistance, and because it's very close to what a 4-hour would be, you can say that it's somewhat or so validated for as the 4-hour time frame. So it looks like this is a 4-hour time frame support resistance, and because of this movement, we should already be here, right? Because it does look like it, right? So basically, this means that we are somewhat out of the downward trend. And we can validate that by drawing two downward trend lines. And you can see that we're already out of the trend. And the other way to verify is to draw like this, right? So consolidation and then breakout, consolidation again. If you are confident, if the price gets back down here and hold, that is, it's probably safe to get in. Don't put a lot of, don't put everything down. Get 5%, 10%, or even 2%, whatever position that you're comfortable with. Give it a try. Set a stop loss of $100 or $200, so that for $200 you buy a ticket, a lottery ticket that you bet against it, and hope that it will go up like this, right? So and if it goes up, you get probably $1,000 of, well, it depends on you get $1,000 of price increase here, right? And that's probably going to be my plan for today, right? If it ever comes down here, but I'm not too confident. I shouldn't be expressing the terms of confidence or not confident, because I shouldn't have opinions about the market. But the signals like this, right? You see all these little tiny things here and here. I'm not a big fan, because when you see a lot of these things, it usually means that it's gonna go up and down quite a bit. And if you set a very tight stop loss, chances are you're gonna get triggered. Your stop loss will get triggered before it goes back up. So this is not the most clean one. I would still want to wait. If you like for a more sure position, I will wait for the price to stay above $45,821, right? This will be the position where we should look at, go in with a long position. So when the price hits 45,821, right? Here it's about, it's okay. The trend is reversed. I mean, it's less risky. The probabilities are higher in this sense. But then, you could be, your stop loss could be triggered a couple times before you can actually hop on the train. So that's that. But having said that, because of who I am and how I trade, I love to take more risk. And I have the... Oops, what's wrong? What's here? What? Extend. Okay, there we go. I forgot to... All right, trading view is a bit tricky. Here we go. So I'll set the alarm here, and I'll wait for the price to drop, or better yet, I'll set the alarm here. So either way, I'll be happy. So when price drops here, and I'll observe and then see if the support is validated, then I'll get in. Or if it goes back up like this, this is where I will be getting in. So that's my plan for today for Bitcoin. And I'm actually quite glad that the trend is kind of reversed. That means that there are trading opportunities, definitely. Let's look at Ethereum. Almost similar with Bitcoin. However, let me get rid of the alerts because they don't work. If we zoom out to the daily time frame, right? And what do you see? Very clear, very clear, right? So this is a major support and resistance, and Ethereum is behind it, like it's below it, which means that Ethereum is trying to break out a major daily time frame resistance. This might not be a good news for the long position holders, right? If it doesn't break through, chances are it might go down like this. So for Ethereum, I will be a lot more conservative when it comes to trading plan. I will definitely wait for the price to stand above the 33.56 price level before I will get in. So wait for test it, support, test it, validate it. All right, there we go. This is my trading plan for today. And if it drops, I don't know, it might drop down here, but then none of these are of my concern because it's just too close to the support resistance, to the resistance here. So yeah, I will be less concerned with ETH today. All right, Komodo, like we've been watching Komodo for a while. The best time to get in was here, right? But the drop kind of killed it, and then now it went back up. It's kind of consolidating around this area. I would still get in around the support line, like around the dollar, 0.075. I will not get in here because it's a bit too. It's like 12. It's almost 13% more than $1 if you were to get in at the right time, right? So I'll move it up a little bit, maybe here, right? Maybe here. Okay. So I will either wait for the price to. Let's see. So this might be another line here. I will not trade in between. I guess from the daily time frame, I'll either wait for 1.188, or I'll wait for it to drop back down before I get in, because it looks like that the daily time frame support line at $1 is a very strong support. So if it ever comes back down, I'm happy to test it out. The probability of this support line to work, it's higher, definitely higher. But this, I'm not too sure. I'll have to wait or zoom in a little bit. 4-hour time frame is sort of similar, almost the same. We're seeing a pretty strong resistance here. None of these candlesticks made it through, and yeah, same thing with the hourly time frame. Although you can see some opportunities here, but still I would say it's a bit too risky because it's just in the middle of the 4-hour consolidation range. Like it could go up, it could go up or down like this. I will be, just to be on the safe side, I will be waiting here and here, right? This is probably the best way to do, because this is like Komodo is kind of a smaller coin that fluctuates quite a bit. I would not be betting a lot of my capitals on these coins, unless they are at the right price. Because think about it, right? If you got in here, or here, you would have enjoyed a very healthy, almost 60%, 60% return. This is crazy, right? But you will need to be able to get out around here before the crash happened. So yeah, you will need to get in at the right time, no matter which coin it is. So there we go. BNB. Let's zoom out a little bit. Daily. Let's look at daily, right? BNB. I'm not. Well, although I'm like a pure technical guy, like I only look at technical signals. Sometimes when the news are just too big or too obvious, it's kind of hard to ignore. The most recent lawsuit against Binance, and then a few other things, probably spelling out that when you're holding BNB, you should be a bit more careful, especially with the most recent fluctuations up and down. It's kind of the future for BNB is kind of uncertain in a way. Especially when they announced the IPO. I mean, like didn't they wanted to use BNB as their as a vehicle to carry their profit? Now they're talking about an IPO in the US. How do they decide how do they split the profit, right? I mean, there are a lot of unanswered questions that could stir up community, turbulence, and then which eventually fluctuates the price. And in addition to that, the graph doesn't look very good. I mean, the chart looks bad. This is a pretty typical. Look at this, right? This is a pretty typical M top, and then it went straight down. Couldn't make it back out. It's trying to regain strength here, with very little support. So it's not a very pretty chart. The news is not that good. I will be super cautious with BNB. But having said that, let's see if there are opportunities to trade 4-hour time frame. I don't know. This is just too messy. Excuse me. So this is probably it. We are kind of in the middle. I don't actually. I like clean support and resistance. I don't like this. If you have to draw your support resistance, like cutting through a lot of candlesticks, without a clean, swap between the support and resistance, it's less ideal, because other people would think like that too, right? The support and resistance only works when everybody else believes that this is the right support and resistance. That's why you want to pick the most obvious, because everybody else, like the most obvious support and resistance gets the most amount of gets the most support, because everybody can see it, and they will trade according to it. These technical signals, like they are indications of how other people trade. They're not indications of where the market will go, right? But because we have enough people following the same concept or same technical indicator, it sort of in the end has this feedback back into the market, and then dictates or influences the direction of the market. But then again, if you believe that technical indicators can be used to predict the market, it's wrong. It does not, and it will not be able to predict the market. Nothing will, unless you have the economical resources that's so big. That means that you are super rich or super influential, that you can influence people into buying or dumping certain product. If you don't have that capability, there's no way you can tell, right? And keep in mind that technical analysis or these a million different kind of indicators, they're not the tool to help you to identify. They're not the tool to help you to predict the market. Never. You can't. These indicators, the best use for them is to recognize a pattern in the chart. A pattern in the chart indicates that how the rest of the world who believes in technical analysis will trade. And if enough people trust this indicator, they will do the same operations or place the same orders when certain indicator shows up. Like, for example, right, this support shows up here. And if people believe it enough, a lot of people will just buy when price hits here, right? Or even they will set a limit buy here. And that's what actually pushed the price up. And because of more people are doing this, even more people will start to believe that, okay, this is the support, and then they will start buying here because they believe that the price will go. It's more like a self-fulfilled prophecy. But then again, so the indicator becomes a way to kind of tell you when something when certain behavior will happen if more than enough people believe in this certain indicator. So it can't predict the market because it's not always accurate, but it can predict what people will do, and the behavior of enough people will kind of influence the direction of the market. And that's how we use the technical indicators. All right, so let's get back to BNB. I don't see where I can get in. Actually, it's in the middle of the range. I would probably wait for it to come back down to 394. Not a big fan at the top. If it actually breaks out and then stands above 434, then yeah, that's a different story. But right now, I'll just be waiting for BNB at 392. Okay. Internet computer, my best friend. Okay, I actually got I think a couple hundred ICP as an like for free as an airdrop because it's part of their community initiative, which I'm ever grateful. I sold it at I think $400. I made a nice profit, but this. So we're seeing a pretty strong support on the daily time frame here, right? It's very obvious at $60.59, and it looks like that this support is gonna hold for foreseeable future. And if the price does ever come back down to 49, oh, actually no, it's 55. Okay. Never mind then. If the price does come down to 55, 54-ish, it's probably safe to get in, just because, right? As I was saying, the indicator, the support indicator indicates that a lot of people are using this as a support. So it's a self-fulfilled prophecy, but because of its self-fulfilling, it has a higher probability of winning. Funny, right? And what else? Right now, there's probably another. Okay, so this is probably a somewhat clean. I wouldn't say clean, but here or here, right? Like I said, I'm not a big fan of having support or resistance crossing so many candlesticks, but right now here it's reasonably clean, but yeah, I'll just a better resistance will be here, right, at 63. So what I'll do, I will probably not be too active trading here just because it's in the middle. If anything, the same thing will, if it doesn't go up, it goes down here, I'll get in. If it does go up, and when this 63, when 63 is tested, I'll get in. It's safer that way. All right, so I'll write down 54.40 support tested, and long 63.07 support validated. Well, I only do long. I don't do others. I guess, yeah, I'll just put it down here. Okay, so that's it for ICP. I guess not a lot to do today because we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, right? It's probably gonna take another 4 candlesticks just to get out. It might go up like this, depending on where Bitcoin's going. Right now, Bitcoin's going reasonably okay. I would rather, okay, so here's the thing, right? If you cannot wait and you want to test whether or not this support line is working, right? Do not test it on smaller coins like ICP. Test it on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin has this major, like a lot of people are doing this. You can even test it on here, right? You can see if this support line on the hourly time frame will work. Chances are it will, but it has this definitely higher probability. If it holds, okay, the trend might be reversed a little bit before it goes back down again. But definitely, if you have something less uncertain, try it out on the bigger coin, never on the smaller coin, just because on the smaller coin like ICP, when you see a lot of, shadow wicks like this, it makes your stop loss extremely difficult to do. And then when your stop loss is triggered, it's usually of a higher dollar value. So this, if you're like, it's likely that you will have to put down at least $200-300 as the stop loss in order to make sure that you don't, like, you're kind of supported here. But then for the same price, you can test on Bitcoin for at least 3 times, right? So we have to think about the ROI here. And because ICP will move almost in the same direction as Bitcoin, so why not test your theory on Bitcoin? And if Bitcoin's trend is more, clear, and then when you can see less wicks like this, come back to ICP. There's always an opportunity for you to get in. Cool. I'll mark Bitcoin. All right, Solana, wow, good. Okay. Actually, look at this. This is what I'm talking about, right? It's impossible, almost impossible to trade with downward shadows like this. But, okay, my kid number 2 is screaming. All right, so this candlestick basically is telling us that it's trying to make a breakthrough. We can probably try, let's see this. Will this work? It's not very clean. I'm not a big fan, but then we are seeing that the bottom is slowly getting up. And the thing with ICP, Solana, is that like for coin like Solana, right, it'll go up really quickly without you even realizing it. So it's always good to set up a sign, make sure that, okay, So this might be the best position here. Let's see. Okay. Because on the daily time frame, Solana is still on, the trend is still there, right? It's just consolidating a little bit here. It could be hitting 220 very quickly again. I mean, for altcoins like Solana, like it has a very, very strong ecosystem. People are talking about it. The price of the coin has been, growing significantly. I remember SBF buying up all the Solana at $3. Right now it's at 189. So there we go. Right. I guess if I'm not too sure what's the best way actually, although it has been making pretty significant breakthroughs like this, but then let's make sure. Okay, so I've actually kind of set up an alarm here. If anything, let's just zoom in here. This is kind of a reasonable support resistance. And we are seeing a pretty big, all right, okay. So the retest kind of finished here. But given how Solana is, it's probably going to retest again. Because there's another resistance here. So what I'll do, so this is actually a clean resistance. What I'll do is I'll either wait for Solana to break through again, retest it here, or break through again, test it here. Either way, it's okay because this is like $4. If you have 100, then if you buy like at 500, it'll be $2,000 of profit, or here, right? So either way, it works out for me. As long as the trend doesn't break here. If it goes down here, then it's a different story. So I'll be watching very closely with Solana, and then see if that can actually break 189, 190. If it does, it will be a very, very nice comeback, because knowing what Solana is capable of, while Bitcoin is recovering, we could be seeing Solana to go back up to 220, right? But never predict the market. That's just guessing. I have zero. Oh, there we go. As we speak, right? Okay, perfect. So it's trying to break through this resistance. Just wait patiently. FTT. The majority of my FTTs are staked. I can't sell, so I kind of lost the incentive to look at it. But we have this pretty clear support resistance line here, and actually the price for FTT is being held up reasonably well. But look at this, right? It's like $20-$30 drop within a day. It's crazy. But the trend is slowly changing, and it's going back up again. Just because of, well, FT has been pumping a little bit, and we are at almost, I think we are at all-time high. Close to all-time high. Yeah, we're at this, right? I wouldn't be trading very actively, just because of if the trend is strong, and then we're seeing some pretty big trend here happening. I'll just keep watching. I don't know. I don't think FTT is the best target right now. I'm not saying that FTT is not going to, double the price, because you can't really do that. You will not be able to survive if you don't have a little bit of faith in your coins. If you're trading cryptocurrency. But then strictly from a trading perspective, FTT is very close to all-time high. And the most recent correction, it's reasonable, but it's not how well. I want it to drop a little bit more before I can get in. I would be more comfortable if the price can drop back down to 60. Actually did a little bit actually did it twice 2 days ago. Oh, okay. All right. This is actually healthier, but right now it's still a little bit high. I wouldn't I just don't feel comfortable with FTT just because how much it fluctuates. It'll make stop loss very difficult. And I've decided for every coin that I trade, I always put down a stop loss for day trade, that is. All right, so .ray near file. Okay, let's just quickly go through the rest of the coins, and then I'm just gonna begin my day here. So dot has dot is interesting. All right, this might be okay. All right, okay. So 4 hours time frame. I don't know. This is messy. This is messy. I can't find This might be easier. Okay, this might be easier. Jeez, my kids. This might be easier. So either here or here, right? So right now there's not a. Okay, I'll wait for dot to break through 32 or drop down to 28. There we go. TT dot. Dogecoin. I don't know. It kind of lost this, status. Elon, it's not pumping it. I would be less interested in trading Dogecoin for now because the price kind of goes up and down like this. And here's another one. Okay, yeah, I'll just be watching it. Ray is doing pretty good, but it's at all-time high. I'll just be watching. Here we go. Look at all these shadows, and it's just almost impossible to trade. I'm not too sure about Ray. Right now, it's probably a good opportunity to get out if you have Ray. That's what I would do. Near. Okay, let's see. Near has made some significant comeback, but okay, all right. Okay, so if it comes back down here, then I'll be trading. Here we go. This is almost garbage time because I'm doing most of the analysis in my head. Okay. All right. If you zoom in, you're probably going to see something like this. But the trend is not very friendly. I will be just watching here. I'll just watching here. Filecoin. Is Filecoin. Yeah, this is bad. I'll just be watching Filecoin. Matic. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Zooming a little bit. See if we can find. Okay. Yeah. No. It doesn't look very healthy. Probably just. Alright. But the support line is not very clean. This might be it. I'll have to wait. AVAX Avalanche is doing amazing. Amazing. What can I say? Right? I completely missed out on Avalanche. Here we go. So, and it's trying to break through here, right? If it can actually do that, then it's a good thing. I'll be waiting for it down here. DYDX. This is actually a coin that I've been watching very closely. I will not buy it until the price hits 10. That's just the way it is. CERM. Wow. Okay. All right. If you have CERM, it's probably best time to get out. I wouldn't be trading very actively here. All right. So that's it. Thank you.